Mr. Chairman, I have a number of objections to this proposal, which I'll briefly share now and then submit my extended remarks for the record later. First, while the ability to reproduce work is crucial to the scientific process, we should not focus so heavily or exclusively on reproducibility. Not all work that's reproducible is right. Just because it is not reproducible does not make it wrong. Funding agencies, scientific journals, and the EPA have worked on their own over the last few years to enact policies and best practices that encourage a more open process that can be easily reproduced. But we need to think of some of the most catastrophic public health threats that have occurred over the last 35 years or so. Events we need to study but could not possibly reproduce. Ash clouds and dust caused by Mount St. Helens eruption in 1980. The extensive flooding and damage caused by Hurricane Katrina in 2005. The massive Gulf oil spill resulting from Deepwater Horizon explosions in 2010. The fires, fumes, and dust in New York caused by the collapse of the Twin Towers on 9/11. The Aliso Canyon gas leak in 2015, or even the oft-studied, oft-hearing Gold King mine spill in 2015. How could we possibly reproduce these large and unpredictable events in exactly the same way? We can't, but does this mean we should no longer study the impact of these nationally important events? I hope not, because the American people need answers because their health depends on it. Second, many of my federal employee constituents and I take offense at the title of this legislation, the HONEST Act, which seems to somehow imply that EPA employees and EPA scientists are somehow not being honest. So I want to take this opportunity to tell the hardworking, dedicated employees of the EPA and civil servants government-wide that many in Congress recognize the significant work you do. Many in this body, despite what's implied by the title of this act, hold your work in high regard, and we appreciate the substantial contributions you've made in furtherance of clean air, clean water, and public health. And I hope that my Republican colleagues will soon come to realize and appreciate the vital mission of the EPA, and hope they'll stop tarnishing the work and attacking the reputations of the dedicated civil servants who work to advance its mission and the health of all Americans. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.